We are live streaming on YouTube. Hey, LaShonda.
Hello.
I'm Sabrina McLaughlin here in Louisiana. LaShonda, where you are?
I'm way out here in Missouri, y'all.
Hey, how's the weather out there?
Rainy. How about you?
It was raining. Now it's sunny and it's probably warm. We're supposed to get a little cool front coming in, I believe, this weekend sometime. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So we want to welcome y'all to our lashes and brows. We are excited. If you haven't noticed, I have one eye that has been makeup and the other one's not. Got my hair pinned back so that I can show you a quick tutorial of what I've created on my eye and also with my eyebrow. LaShonda, on the other hand, what are you going to talk about?
Let's talk about how you get those nice, full, extended lashes and how you water.
Love it, love it, love it. So I already have my face on, as you can see. The only thing I have not done is just my eye area, just the circle right here. I left everything else. So I can't wait for y'all to see what I do. And it doesn't take much. I'm gonna talk about some of the products that I'm using, your tools that you need to apply, and we're just gonna dive in. And LaShonda, how are you gonna do your presentation here?
Well, if I might, before I jump into mine, I do want to tell everybody about a product we have for lashes and brows that a lot of people don't have. It's our lash and brow building serum, y'all. And it comes in this whole tube just so you can do this.
I love it.
Dramatic, right? But it really comes in this little tube like this. And it almost looks like it kind of reminds you of a mascara wand in a lot of ways. Okay. It looks kind of like that. And what you do is at night before you go to bed, if you have barely there or sparse brows and lashes, like I know when I had retina surgery at the beginning of 2020 and they cut my lashes. So I had to use this product to kind of help grow them back. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so you put it on your eyebrows and on your lashes and it's going to grow them out and make them nice and full and voluminous and wonderful. So if you're needing something to help with that, we can help. And I promise you, it's going to grow out the same color that the Lord gave them to you, because there are some other brands that I've heard of and they will remain nameless, but they go a different color. Okay. But I promise you, yours are going to come out the same exact color that the Lord gave them to you. Okay.
I'm glad you remember. I'm glad you brought that up because I do remember they cut your eyelashes. I was like, whoa, that was that was what I'm gonna talk about. Two products in particular. Before I do my eye makeup, I do play around with the brows. Okay, so the two tools that I'm going to talk about is this eyeliner and eyebrow tool. I'm going to turn it this way because on one end I'm using that to brush and tame my hairs on my eyebrows, and on this end I am going to play around with lining my eyebrows. And what I have found with lining your eyebrows, you may have some of those little sparse hairs that pop up, and I find that you don't need to tweeze a lot. Especially if you're trying to get them to grow back, like with the product you just mentioned, LaShonda, and sometimes our eyebrows are doing their own thing. You just have to tame them with this brush here and brush them. But even if you have some hairs that you're trying to get to grow back here on the tail end, sometimes you don't need to tweeze them because we're going to cover that up with concealer. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm so glad I did the left eye over here because the right eye, I can do this like in 2 minutes and be done. So that's a good thing. So I am going to, what am I going to do first? I'm going to play around with my eyebrow, and this is my natural eyebrow. Okay. This one is filled in. The way I'm going to fill in my eyebrows, we actually have several products and several ways you can do it, but I'm going to use a Precision Brow Definer. I use Dark Brunette. What I love about our eye definer is that the tip of it is chiseled. Let me put this on. So you can do a really just kind of drawing and feathering it in, but we also have a brow tint. I don't have that on my eyes today, but you can also use eyeshadows. Okay, you could take a little bit on a brush and kind of do some feathery strokes. So I'm going to be using our eyebrow and eyeliner brush, and I'm going to be filling it in with our Brow Precision brow liner. And then I'll start doing the colors. So, LaShonda, what are you going to be doing while I do this?
Well, what I am going to do today is I am going to show you guys how to kind of wardrobe your lashes. I'm going to show you with my primer. I come in first with my primer, and then I'm going to show you two of my favorite mascaras. But before I do all that, I'm going to let you guys watch Sabrina, because I know you want to know what she's doing.
And I have a mirror right here. So, you know, when I use this brow definer pencil, I've used it already, but when you initially open up a new one, it is so chiseled to the point where you can take it, and you would normally just do two lines, one underneath the bottom. This is what I do now. I always tell people we teach skincare and color application. I can tell you where it goes and maybe what colors look great on you. I'm not like a professional makeup artist. I just like for my brows to look natural. So what I find myself doing a lot is what you're seeing. I just fill it in. I'm doing these little feathery strokes. Mm-hmm. And of course, you could take it along the top and draw a bottom line and a top line. And you can make that line really harsh. You know, I'm just kind of feathering mine in and just filling it in, filling in the gaps.
It's such a natural look.
Thank you. I really like that. I mean, of course, if you're trying to get really glammed up, you can go very dramatic. You really can. I'm just doing an everyday look. And
what I find most of the time, that's what women want, is a natural everyday look. I mean, we have those times when we do want to be glammed up, but how often is that in comparison to when we just need a nice natural looking brow?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I do have some little hairs that are growing back in that I've tweezed and plugged. And I find that you don't have to do that a lot because of the next step that I'm going to use. And that is going to be using my concealer. I'm a deep beige concealer. And one of the things I like to do, and you probably see a lot of makeup artists that do this as well, but I'm taking this end of the eyeliner. And what I'm going to do, I tend to go underneath first. Now, I like to line mine. Some makeup artists will take a concealer and put it all over the eye. You can do that, depending on the type of look that you're trying to do. All I'm trying to do is like make sure that my eyebrows, as you can see, that's just getting really lined up. I can put it in a full-blown view, LaShonda, so they can see. I'm gonna go into speaker mode. Let me switch this up. Let me try to switch this up. I don't know, because I think I'm small now. Am I small?
You're big.
I'm big?
Yeah.
It looks small on my side.
Oh, you might need to fix it on your side. That's probably what
she's like, nah, you big. Because I was trying to put it in a view to where. Yeah, let me try that one more time, because I was putting it in speaker view and it made you big and made me small.
Oh no.
So how do I fix that? You gotta love technology, first of all, people. I'll tell anybody that. You gotta love it. I can't do it. I don't know why, but I'm small on my side.
On my side, you're big.
I'm big. Wow. Let me see something. Nope, we're not gonna do that part. Let me go back here. Well, you know what? We're gonna stick with the game plan. How about that? If I can, I'll turn it around once I get it all together. But
that we the fun, right?
Yes. Okay. Now some makeup artists would leave this particular, it's just blending it in. Let me just say it that way. And I like to, and I got a lot of tools here, y'all. You might say, dang, I need to get all of that. It's just getting the right look. Like this right here is our foundation brush. And as you can see, it's angled. So I even take this and I take the angled part and I will just, this is what I do. I blend it in. I just, because you don't want no harsh line. You want to make sure that you're blending this all in. And that's all I'm doing. Sometimes you will see women with just that light line up here, and you can leave that as a highlighter, and that's okay. So I'm not gonna blend that part all the way in. But that's the way my eye is looking right now. Now you might say, how many colors is on this eye over here? Okay. I have on about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors, but one of them comes from this palette right here. You remember this palette, LaShonda?
I
This is
do.
Warm Pinks. This is really a good palette to have, as you can
Oh,
see.
I love those. Oh, yeah.
These are beautiful. I also take 2 colors from my little mini compact. This is a nice fall look right here.
Yeah.
But I like to use Crystalline, and then this is Merlot.
Yes.
I use that in my corners as well.
Mhm.
So, but before I put in any of those Chroma Fusion eyeshadows, of course, we have our favorite cream eyeshadow. And this is the one that's Light Beam. I know that's your favorite, LaShonda.
Yep.
So what I like to do with Light Beam, as you can see, it comes in its own little applicator right here. I like to take it, y'all, this goes a long way. As y'all can see, I'm taking off some of the residue. You can go as thick, you can't mess up with it. That's the one thing I do know. You can go as thick as you want, but you gotta be like, remember we used to fingerprint back in the day? I might be telling my age, I fingerprinted, but you cannot mess up with this eyeshadow. Even though I'm putting it on, yes, it looks messy, but we have a resolution for that. I take my cream eyeshadow brush. As y'all can see, we do wash these brushes. They just get dirty every day. But I take my cream eyeshadow brush. And you see how I'm just fading it through?
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing is fading it through.
Because it is so forgiving, those liquid eye colors. They are very
right. I used another color out of here. It's one of my favorites. It's a Shiny Penny.
Oh yeah.
I still take that. What the thing about cream eyeshadow, and mind you, I already have my eye primer on, but the thing about the cream eyeshadow is that it acts as a primer, so it helps to intensify the colors. Yep. So that's the Shiny Penny. Then I'm gonna go over here to my Warm Pinks. Y'all, we have Warm Pinks and Cool Pinks. Both palettes are nice, make great colors for the fall. And so I gotta make sure I'm matching my eyes up.
Because you know what, pink is in this fall. And we got mostly a lot of pinks and golds. That's what's in right now. So that's why we wanted. I wanted to make sure I brought out the background with the pink and the gold, a little bit in it.
I know it looks really nice.
It's pinks and green, y'all.
Now, one thing I would say about eyeshadows, as y'all can see, I'm doing this very quickly. This does not take me a lot of time, especially when you know your eye shape, because that matters for when you apply your colors. We have closed eye. We have, I have a hooded eye, meaning I don't have a lot of lid. So when I put on Light Beam or a lighter color on my lid, it opens up my eyes. Yeah. So I have to do that. So I'm so used to putting these colors where they belong. So when you know your eye set, you can just really go to town with these colors. I mean, you see how it's not taking me long to do this.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
For all of our hooded eye ladies, I know you're happy right now because it is really hard to find somebody who will teach you and show you how to take care of a hooded eye. And that's one of the most challenging ones that, like, when I held classes, Serena, women would always talk about their, the hooded eye shape, just trying to get the eyeshadow to even show, you know?
One thing about hooded eyes is that we don't have a natural crease. Now, if you see in LaShonda's eye, she has a crease. Now, for a hooded eye, believe it or not, if you would take your finger, let me try to do it with one of these brushes here. I'll do it with the cream eyeshadow brush. If you take your finger and you go right here, you see where I have this brush? That is actually my crease, is right above the eyeball. So if you have a hooded eye and you're trying to find a crease, you put it right above the eyeball, like right there. I'm kind of just punching into it. You might say, why do I need to do that? It's because your darker color that goes on the outside, that's where you know to accent it right here. And where is that brush? This is one of the brushes that I use to do that. So I'm accenting the dark color right here. I don't know if y'all saw me or not, but I put this color called Crystalline, same spot that I put my concealer on. And the one brush that I want to show you, ladies, and we just introduced this brush right here. This is our blending, eyeshadow blending brush. And I really love this brush because now all I'm doing, It's all about blending. You don't want your colors to look choppy, like 4 or 5 colors just going straight up.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I do with my eyes are my eyebrows. Then I do my eye color. The reason being, if I had a full face on, and I've seen it done both ways, it's whatever your preference is. But sometimes when you put on your eyeshadow, the residue falls underneath your eyes, it falls onto your face. Like I told you, I have not done anything over here, but now I'm going to take my under eye corrector and I'm just going to do some little dots. And today I did bring a beauty blender. I know, right? A lot of people like, do y'all have a beauty blender? I'm like, we do. And you want to wet it.
A good one.
I know. We have a really amazing beauty blender. Really amazing beauty blender. And that was the under eye corrector. Now I'm just going to put just on a little bit concealer. Now you will see some makeup artists, they'll take a concealer and just do these big old swipes, another big old swipe, going down the nose, contouring, cheeks. You come out, we always say we laugh at it because you look like, again, okay, like you got all these marks all over your face. You're like, I'm just putting little dots because unless I'm going somewhere really special, I don't need to do all of that.
Right.
So this is just an everyday look for me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I tend to use the same colors. And the only other thing I do not have on, as y'all can see, I don't have on my eyeliner over here or my mascara. So I'm gonna let LaShonda talk about the mascara part. So I just wanted y'all to see how I put together my eye in really less than 2 minutes. I just talked through it, but they look even to me now.
You look great. You did a great job.
Thank you. So that's my presentation. LaShonda, what do you have?
Well, I'm going to quickly talk to you about how I like to wardrobe my lashes using our amazing eye primer. Lash primer. And our lash primer, real simple, just like a mascara one. And I'm going to quickly go over my eye with the lash primer. And why, LaShonda, do I need to prime my lashes? Because you want your lashes to stand out. You want them to be separated and, each lash separated. You want them to look really good and almost like falsies, right? Well, if that's what you want, then you need to use an eye primer, okay? Now, I'm also going to use one of my favorite mascaras, which is our Lash Intensity Mascara, okay? Now, you can go right ahead and go in while that primer is still wet. It doesn't have to completely dry or whatever. And look at the wand on this, y'all. This is our Lash Intensity. So this wand is everything, and it's going to make it look like you have falsies. But there's a trick to using this wand, okay? So I'm going to show you real quick. You see the wand says Mary Kay on it. Can y'all see the Mary Kay right there?
Yes.
I always start with the Mary Kay facing me because you see this is a big flat wand, okay? So it's big. And I've had customers call me and go, what am I supposed to do with this? I'm like, girl, let me tell you. So I start with the one facing me because this mascara is actually going to give you both length and volume, believe it or not. Just like we have an eye cream that I call the Big Mama eye cream, I call this mascara the Big Mama mascara, okay? Because it's going to give you everything in one. So then you flip it. See, now it's sideways. The Mary Kay is now up here. And now the brushes on this side are going to give me some length, okay? And you just keep going. You flip it. You keep flipping all the way till the Mary Kay is facing you again. And I know I'm moving fast, but this is how I do my lashes, okay? And so you're like, whoa. Let me just say
something about that brush is so unique. And people say, oh my God, it's humongous. It is because it has 2 different lengths of bristles on it. You have one that's short, one that's long. The short bristles is the one that's capturing all of the mascara from the bottle. So it's the one that's actually applying the mascara to your lashes. The longer bristles, when LaShonda says she turns it and twists it, is actually combing the product through your lashes and lengthening them. That's why we call it lash intensity, because it's being intensely placed on your eyelash to the short bristles, and then the long bristles actually fans it out, and truly it looks like you're wearing falsies. I myself have you. Yeah.
You back in with another layer of primer. That's why I call it wardrobing, because I'm doing several different layers. So it's like you're getting your eyes dressed. And now I'm going to go in with another of my favorite mascaras, which is the Panorama. Okay.
Bust out the Fanorama. Okay. Y'all might say, well, how many mascaras do you have? Oh my gosh, I think we have up to 5 now, but the key is the look that you're trying to create. And this the difference maker is the brush. Y'all saw me apply mine. I put on the ultimate mascara. So this is the one that gives you the volume. This is my everyday. And like she said, it's the way the brush is. The Fanorama is very unique, just like Lash Intensity brush, because
I can see that, but look at the difference. Look, this I have.
Yeah.
Look at that. Bam!
I got to get this gallery. I got to get this work. See, now you're big. I might be big in your camera.
All right. I am big in my camera.
You still big in your camera?
I'm big in my camera.
I changed it to speaker view. And now
I can tell you is that when I put this on, it's such a marked difference. Okay. And another thing I forgot to tell you about the primer, y'all, is it's going to make it so much easier for you to apply your mascara. And a lot of times when I do this, I'll put primer on one eye and nothing on the other eye to let people see just the difference in how the lashes don't stand apart. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Our mascaras are good. You don't get a lot of clumping and stuff like that. But I can tell you this, I can feel the difference in the application without the primer. So please don't just watch this and go, oh, I want that Big Mama mascara and I want that other one that gave her all that length, and leave this primer out, because baby girl, you're not going to get the same effect. You need all of them, okay?
And I'm actually going to talk about that for a second, because the products that you mentioned, the lash and brow building serum, the lash primer, I mean, we have both of those, y'all. If you have our catalog, we actually showcase them up here. We have 5 different types of mascaras. So we do have the Lash Intensity. The Fanorama is actually now the 6th one, LaShonda. We have Lash Love, which is like a defining mascara. And if you can see, this book is all in the brush. So I am going to see if I can once again go to speaker view, and you tell me if you see my face enlarged. Am I big on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, you can see this book here. The difference is in the brush. So when you talk about the Lash Love defining, and when you talk about the waterproof, which we have, I sell a lot of this, especially to brides that are getting married. We have the Lash Love lengthening, and then we have the ultimate. So it depends on the type of look, because the difference maker is going to be that brush. So when you look at the Lash Intensity, the one that LaShonda has in her hand, it's the brush that makes the difference. Oh my goodness. Okay. This was
a girl like me who has barely any lashes. I mean, I have them, but I don't have like the long, like some women have or whatever that we dream about.
Yes.
And this, I have had women ask me before, do you have on falsies? Nope. I just got on a mascara.
In our catalog, there's a segment down here that says bring on the brows. Okay, so when you talk about bringing on the brows, this was the brow tint that I was referring to. It has a similar brush, but it's so tiny, but it's, oh my gosh, the application of the product, it goes on very heavy, so you want to use that in little feathery strokes as well. The brow liner, precision liner, if you just said, okay, Sabrina, I see that all that y'all are doing, that looks still like a lot to me. I'm gonna tell you right now, do your brows and throw in some light beam, fan it out, you good to go. I promise you. It doesn't take all day to do this makeup. Now, if you've never worn eyeshadow, you want to learn how to do it, that's a different Zoom that we'll have to come back and really show you how to do it. Our thing is just to make sure your eyes are popping. And LaShonda, you got some falsies on today, girl. I can see them.
Thank you.
So we wanted to just come on here real quick to kind of just showcase just what we do on a daily, because this is probably the most we do, really. I just have on a full face right now, but we're going to come back on here and talk about foundations, because I want women to learn something about foundation, that is actually a part of skincare. When I tell women there's 5 essential steps that you want to cleanse, exfoliate, tone and freshen, moisturize, and protect. The protection part is your foundation, because everything you've just done to your face, you have to protect it, and we protect it with foundation. So we have to come back and talk about the tons of foundations that we have. And you don't even need a lot of that. Don't even need a lot of that. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's Lunch and Learn. We will be back tomorrow to showcase another set of products. But LaShonda, we looking good, girl. Where we going?
Girl, I don't know. My husband needs to take me out or something.
I know. So ladies, I hope y'all really got something out of this. Contact me, contact LaShonda if you saw something or learned something. Let us know. Please drop it down into the comments. Please share this video and let your friends know all about us, because we have something for everybody. We really do.
We do.
All right. Well, we're going to chime off. Thank you, ladies, for joining us.